The African Business Roundtable is an organization that was formed by Dr. Babacar Ndiaye, a former president of the African Development Bank, and it provided a forum for private sector investment in Africa. It was the vision of Dr. Babacar Ndiaye that the funding from the ADB were sovereign loans to the governments, and he thought that there should be a window for private sector investments in Africa. We feel in ABR, that's African Business Roundtable, that the private sector will be the engine of growth and development in Africa. The private sector ensures that we remove our people from poverty, it grows the middle class, it provides wealth. And as a consequence of this wealth and comfort of our people will require that those in governance will account. And that will obviously reduce corruption and ensure good governance in Africa. Good governance in Africa will ensure growth and will ensure development, and it will take us out of poverty. That is the mission of the African Business Roundtable. We have done a lot of interventions in various African countries in promoting this objective, one of which is the summit we've just completed today here in New York, the 5th of the annual summits which we normally host on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly, where we bring African investors and other investors from the rest of the diaspora to come in and hear what Africa has to offer. Particularly this year, 2014, most of the largest growing economies in Africa, in the world, are now based in Africa, and Africa is providing the largest market for investments, direct foreign investments at this time. The African Business Roundtable does not directly involve itself in providing support for businesses in terms of negotiation. What we do, we create an environment where parties can meet with each other, and they will discuss and ensure that they comply with best business practices in accordance with the laws and regulations of each member country. So it is the responsibility of businesses, and these are businesses, they are not government, or, to ensure that they do their due diligence and that their investments are protected. What we can do is we create the environment, we point you in directions of opportunities, which is what happened today in this summit, where you can make your investments in Africa. But you will have to make your own due process and due diligence and ensure that you enter into business with partners and parties that you feel comfortable with. One of the things the ABR does is to provide advocacy responsibility. We do partner with governments, like in this summit, we partnered with the government of Nigeria to ensure that the governments provide the enabling environment and the appropriate policy framework for private sectors to invest and to thrive. However, we do not directly, like I said, we don't directly intervene, but we create those environments by ensuring that we ask the governments, or we work with the governments to ensure that the policy framework is available for private sector to thrive. It's in the interest of everybody. It's a win-win situation. The government benefits, if nothing else. It provides employment, it provides basis for taxation, and the private sector companies, of course, will benefit by investing and making money and making profit out of such investments. Those in Africa, we will advise them to do your due diligence, do your studies, find partners. You can start with the respective embassies if you're talking about the United States, respective embassies of the host country you want to go into. They would usually have basic information in respect of their countries. However, otherwise, you can go to the African Business Roundtable website, abr.org, and we will support you in providing such information if you don't have them. For those in member countries of the ABR, we ask you to come out, like a lot of them have done so, coming here today, and to partner with people, interact, network, and partner with people who can support you and grow your business and take your business to the next level.